Oh yeah, you have to really be patient with each other.
You just have to be patient. It takes its time.
But more than that, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to talk to each other. When things get hot, I mean passionate in the sense that you so passionate about your discussion about work, and you have to really just take stock of that and say, okay, what is this person saying? Because otherwise the personal gets in. Like, you never really supported me back. Okay, that's a different idea altogether. That's not what we're supposed to talk about. But so focus again on the matter at hand, and just let people let time take a pause. Let both of you take a pause, and then let's talk about this. You have to talk about it. You just can't say, okay now we're not angry anymore, but it's not going to work that way. It's just going to pile up. So
what about your kids? Did they have any, transition period from you becoming housewife?
Actually, yes. You know, the fun story I have there. The elder ones, I had more time with them when they were growing up. But the youngest was so trained that he has to call the office. He had to call the office every 3 o'clock, 3:30 to ask permission if he can go out and play. Okay, and sometimes I would be in meetings, and the poor boy won't be able to play because he didn't get my permission. Or one time he'd ask, "Can I eat the snacks on top of the refrigerator?" And again, if I were in a meeting, he won't be able. And so Josiah said, "I think you have to do something about that." And I said, "Yeah, I think so." So I gave just set rules. Okay, if it's 3 after your nap, you can go out and play, and anything in this cabinet you can just eat during snack time. Even if you don't have to call me. But again, I already told the office staff, if my children call me, pull me out from the meeting. So that's a number 1 rule. If they call me and text me, "Mom, are you busy?"
So I guess they are the boss of both you and Josiah.
Well, no, they wouldn't think so. They won't agree.
They won't agree.
But I think in that sense, I think any parent would say, if again, that's the balance. Work. If you have to make a choice, I mean, do I finish my work now? Can I work on this later? Or can I spend more time with my children? I'll spend time with more children. I can always work afterwards. But if they ask me now, can we go to the mall together? And these are teenagers asking their mother to go with them, I would take advantage of that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's very rare even for teenagers to want to go out with their
And I have a lot of stories on that, where they chose to be with their parents and their siblings rather than their barkada. So I'm proud of that.
So we'll hear more about the story. So we'll be going on a break. This is EntrepConnect. We'll be connecting you back with Chiqui Go. I'm your host, Vincent Sarabiong. This is EntrepConnect. We are connecting you today with Chiqui Go. She is the CEO and President of Mansmith and Fielders, Marketing Consultancy and Trading Services. So before the break, we were talking about her family as a business. Her business with her husband, the Waters Philippines, and but we got into this interesting discussion about the family is an entrepreneurial business in itself. So
I mentioned also earlier that it's even more complicated to run a family. I think the choices of women are more complicated. I have had several friends who had to give up opportunities for promotions because they chose family over the promotion.
But you can say the rewards are what we talked about a while ago before the break, is that at least your teenagers want to hang out with you,
which is rare. Which is rare, and something that I consider my number 1 treasure. That and I tell that to Josiah as well. I think that's our greatest achievement, that we have kids who like to be with us, or kids who like to be with each other for that matter, and they're all 4 years apart. So that's quite an achievement, I think. And I would like to say that it is because I've spent at least the first 10 years of their lives with them. So it's
and what's quite an achievement is before I met you, it's like you're talking about a family mission vision. What is that?
Okay. Back in 1999, Josiah and I
10 years.
10 years, exactly. We wrote we decided, let's come up with a family vision mission statement, and our kids were like, "Oh no, what's that?" And then we told them, "Listen, this is what we want to do as a family." And so we came up with something that just really puts us into place, like believing in God, like planning to help at least 100 homeless people find their homes, or 100 poor and unfortunate Filipinos get jobs or go to school. So these are imaginary numbers back then, I would say, but nice numbers that I think, okay, let's try to do this. And we would read it every new year and remind the kids, okay, this is what we plan to do.
So
the amazing,
I like the name Go Corporation.
Well, well, it's there. It's right beside our family altar, where the Bible is, and beside it is the family vision mission statement. People who have seen it is, what is this? Okay, it's unusual. I mean, families, I think, don't really come up with family vision mission statement. I think our children over the years have learned to appreciate it more.
Do you want to share what's your family mission?
It's long. It's pretty much long. But I mentioned about respecting each other and valuing sense of humor and respecting, learning how to say sorry when it's there.
Good sense of humor.
Very specific, actually. Learning to say sorry and accepting it graciously, no finger pointing. So, but what I'd like to say is, when we started planning for help 100 homeless people get a home for themselves, we were saying that's a lot. That's a lot. So when we first, about 3 years later from the time we put the vision mission statement together, we were able to donate our first home in Habitat for Humanity, and we have a picture there where our children were putting cement on the wall. We were all involved in that, and that was nice, a nice experience for our children. Years later, and this is not to glorify us, but to glorify God, we were able to donate a whole village in GK.
That's cool.
And if you start counting and you say, okay, we're halfway through, that's not so difficult. And it happens. Something about writing down a vision mission statement clarifies a lot of things for you. And one of the things here in the We Entrepreneur is exactly that. You have to be able to state it clearly, to be able to live it and make it happen. And that's exactly what's
happening. What about
happening.
your children? What are the little goals that your children had every year that you were surprised that they were able to do?
Are you kidding? Kids have goals every year?
No, you're gonna
I'm realistic, okay? I'm realistic. I'm a cool mom.
Okay.
Well, we give them a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's, again, the benefit, the gift of entrepreneurship. They're not pressured to be able to support the family or to help out, because we have been able to
But I
give
mean,
them
life goals that they want.
life goals. Well, they're into all of them are into the arts.
Yes.
Okay, our eldest actually quit his job in a gaming company to pursue his lifelong passion, which is into men's fashion.
Wow.
He sews clothes.
Wow,
he sews his own
second
clothes.
person I know.
I mean, and this is a young man who just decided to pursue it. The second is his twin brother is into freelance graphic design. So he does a lot of artwork. You see him in coffee shops, doodling, designing, and such freedom, right? I mean, and my only daughter, is a photographer. We call her a slasher, as we say, photographer / stylist / model / etc.
It's a package.
Yeah, so they're able to do a lot of things that they want to do, really. And I see that when they speak with each other, when they pursue their projects, you see the excitement that goes with it. And I think that's a reward in itself. I mean, you see your children pursuing things that make them happy.
Yes.
And I think it translates also to the relationship we have at home.
Were you ever surprised about the cooperation that your family had in this family mission vision?
No, it's not. I don't think they really had a choice there.
Yeah, no choice.
I don't think they had a choice there. But
so they really
as I mentioned,
no dinner.
cute nga, yung sulat nila pang bata pa, di ba? But I think over the years, they realize, okay, there's some truth into this. We're living this vision mission. And it's not easy. It's not easy because it's a high standard thing that expects of them as well. But hopefully it also guides not just the generation, but the future generations. Say, okay, my parents did this. We can do this. Our
so
children
next time we'll have your grandchildren have
exactly. Kasama na sila doon sa family.
Like a stamp of their little baby hand.